I'm sorry to my brother for like literally ratting you out to the internet right now, but it's about to go down. Hi guys, Hannah Beth here. Oh shoot, oh, I'm recording. I thought I wasn't recording. I'm cool. It's cool. Listen to my voice. It's back. I'm back. We're back. So today I'm going to be doing a story time video, and I haven't really done one in like so long. But my brother and I were just talking about like a circumstance that happened in my life probably about a year ago. And I was like, you know what, that would be such a good story time. I don't know why it would be good. I don't know if you're gonna find this entertaining at all, but I just feel like I need to share this with the world. So the story time today is about the time that my brother rolled my truck. This happened like last November, maybe. So first, before I go into like everything that happened, let me just like go back and explain the type of person my brother is. First of all, my brother and I are best friends. We basically act like we really don't like each other, but truth be told, he is my best friend. We fight all the time, like we've been in actual fist fights, and then we'll literally turn around and be like, what were we just fighting about? We're just like those type of people, and we just like have that type of relationship. It's just him and I in this family, so honestly, like we just have each other's backs. But there's a lot of things that really irritate me about my brother, and that's normal. I feel like that's just like a typical sibling thing. I lived with this kid for 17 years, and I know basically everything about him, and there are a lot of things that really grind my gears about him. First of all, he's kind of a reckless boy. Like, he is the stereotypical bully. He gets into trouble all the time, he crashes things all the time, he's dirty, he stinks, he eats a lot of food, and yeah, he's just like a typical teenager boy. The stereotype is right when it comes to my brother, and he's been this way his entire life. My mom always calls him just like the typical boy. He literally in kindergarten tripped over his shoelaces because they weren't tied, because he refused to tie them, and fractured his thumb. This kid, honestly, like if he made a YouTube channel, it would be lit, because he would have so many story times to tell, and they would be all so freaking interesting, because he's just crazy. Like, sometimes I feel like his life goal is to just drive me and my parents, especially my mom, crazy. So now that you have like a little background on my brother, let me give you a little background of this truck that I had. At this time I was 17. I had my license. This truck that I had has been passed down from my dad to me. It's a really nice truck that honestly, like, I just like bonded with. Like, this is my truck. It just like means so much to me. So now into the story and everything that happened. My brother at this time didn't have a license. Down the street from us lives a guy named Max, and he has a bunch of horses and a couple of other animals, and sometimes when he's gone he asks us to feed. So my brother was feeding for him for I think like a week, and he literally is maybe a block down the street. So usually my brother would just ride his bike down there, or sometimes he would take a side-by-side down there. I remember it like so clearly, like this was literally a natural disaster that happened in my life, which to be honest, it almost was. I was getting ready for something, and I don't really remember what I was getting ready for, but I remember sitting here and my mom called me on the phone and she said, hey, basically that my brother rolled my truck, and I need to go to the scene because the police are at work, so she can't make it, so a little bit later, so I have to go there and make sure everything's okay. Literally, she said, your brother rolled your truck, and my heart sank. Stomach dropped, tears rolling. He did what? I didn't even listen to any of the other things that she said. I was just thinking, my brother rolled my truck. But to be honest, I was like not surprised. I knew something was gonna eventually happen to my truck, because my brother drives that freaking truck everywhere. He drives it all over our yard. He does donuts in it. Literally, there are donuts in my arena right now. Like, I am looking at them in my arena, and I know my brother did that. When you play around like that, I know that something is gonna happen. I just didn't realize that something was gonna happen to my truck. And to be honest, I didn't even know he left. I didn't even know he took my truck. I didn't even know he was out of the house. And so then I was like actually really surprised that not only was he gone from the house, but he was also standing next to my truck while it was on its side. It's funny how things work out, isn't it? Anyway, so I get the location from my mom, and I found out then that he was driving up to the guy's house to go feed the horses, and that's when he rolled it. Now, this is where I got confused, because I kind of live on the outside of a housing tract, which means the speed limits are very slow. Literally, the fastest speed limit around here is 35. How did you roll the truck? I roll up to the scene confused. See my truck on its side next to a tree. So I get out of the car. My brother is making jokes. Obviously, he's scared. He just rolled the truck. Like, any kid that makes that kind of mistake, like, you're about to poop your pants. It's not okay. And I'm just like looking at my truck. All my stuff is out. Everything that was in the back of my truck like ejected everywhere. There was a broken taillight. The windshield was messed up. The windshield wipers were messed up. I think one of the windows was messed up, and then the door that it landed on was completely totaled and like bent and stuff like that. Other than that, it really wasn't like too bad, but the worst part was that he was this close to a tree. So if he would have rolled into that tree, like both of them would have been smashed, like on the head, like the tree would have gone into their heads and smashed them. They weren't scraped up, they were totally fine, like everybody was okay. Honestly, the thing that confused me the most is how did this happen? He was at like a little housing tract, like it was just a street with houses all around it, and he was in a ditch in front of a house right next to the tree. We were literally out of there by like 30 minutes. So by the time that I got home, I was like, Connor, how did you do this? This is what happened. Connor was driving up there to go feed, and there was a school bus in front of him, followed by like 2 cars behind him. He got impatient because the school bus kept stopping on the street because there's like 15 houses on that street and it's all families. So he threw my truck in reverse, backed up really fast, overcorrected, and flipped it in the ditch. What? My truck is also lifted, so if you overcorrect in that truck, yes, you are going to flip it. And sure enough, that is what happened. To this day, this truck still has like so many issues. At the time, it was old, so it like had issues previously, but then like this added on to them. But that was the time that my brother rode my truck, and there's not really any message to the story or anything like that. Like besides, don't be stupid and don't go take your sister's truck and roll it. Like that would be really cool. I just thought it was funny, and I thought it would be kind of funny to share with you guys. Other than that, I am uploading a video every single freaking day until Christmas, okay? So I just hope you guys know that. Also, look at these nails like I just got. There we go. Like I don't ever wear fake nails, but I always like really love them, so I'm like cherishing them. I feel like Marilyn Monroe right now. Anyways guys, I'm gonna go upload this video and edit it and then upload it to YouTube. Make sure to come back to my channel tomorrow for another video, and if you haven't already, just go ahead and subscribe, because like if you don't, like it's okay, but for real, like it's kind of lit in here, just so you know. And I'm also gonna be leaving my Instagram and my Snapchat below if you guys want to go follow those. Other than that, I don't really think I have anything else to talk about. Peace out, and thank you for watching.